Catch 'em all.
What's up, YouTube? You already know who it is. It's your boy, Deon, back with another video. What's the word? What's the word, everybody? Like yeah. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, drop a comment down on the video, and also hit that notification bell to let you know your boy posting out here. So this video is kind of different because if you ain't heard, a white police officer named Derek Chauvin nailed down and killing George Floyd. He was a black African American, unarmed. I think this happened in Minnesota, yeah. So it's crazy that this stuff happened. This whole white, black, all like this stuff needs to be stopped, to be honest with you. And a lot of people is speaking on this, and I'm support everybody who's speaking on this. This really needs to stop. The racists need to stop. It's crazy that this stuff is keep on happening. It's not going. I think this stuff is really not going to stop, to be honest with you. And my thing is, people are trying to protest and riot. Like, what's the point of burning down your neighborhood and turn down stuff? What's the point? Like, I feel like, what's the point in burning down stuff? Like, what is the point? So we're finna go react to this CNN. I mean, to see what's going on, man. So I told myself I had to do a video on this because this, as a black person, as me walking out the house, scared for my life because cop gonna try to shoot me or even try to do anything to me. So we finna go and react to this.
We begin today with breaking news in our national lead. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin is now in custody and is being charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter for the killing of George Floyd. Chauvin was the officer who kneeled on the neck of Floyd, an unarmed black man, for more than 8 minutes as Floyd begged that he could not breathe. Soon after, Floyd obviously had been killed. The charging document spelling out that Floyd was non-responsive for almost 3 minutes before Chauvin removed his knee from Floyd's neck. The prosecutor in the case also saying that he anticipates charges for the other police officers involved. This comes as new video of the incident has emerged, and I want to warn our viewers, this video is graphic. It appears to start earlier than the video many of us have previously seen. You can see in the video that it looks as though 3 officers are holding Floyd down, not just Officer Chauvin. CNN has reached out to the Minneapolis Police Department and the Floyd family about the video. We have not yet received a response. We will bring that to you when we get one. Let's go straight now to CNN's Sarah Seidner. She's live for us in Minneapolis. And Sarah, we're learning more about what happened from the charging document. Tell us more.
Yeah. Look, you had mentioned it, and I just want to kind of go through a bit of it for you right now, Jake. So new details that we're seeing from these charging documents, but these you could count out yourself. It says that the defendant had his knee, and that's the defendant, the police officer who was fired, Derek Chauvin, on Mr. Floyd's neck, 8 minutes and 46 seconds. For a full 2 minutes and 53 seconds, Mr. Floyd was unresponsive, and the officer had his knee on his neck that entire time. The charging documents also reveal what the medical examiner has so far determined, although the autopsy is not finished. He has said, and this is something that the defense will likely seize on, that there is no indication that Floyd died of asphyxiation or strangulation. So no indication of asphyxiation or strangulation causing his death, but, and this is important, the combined effects of Mr. Floyd being restrained by police, his underlying health conditions, and he's putting any potential intoxicants in his system is likely the contributor to Mr. Floyd's death.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Calls for justice continuing today in Minneapolis as Derek Chauvin, the officer seen here kneeling on George Floyd's neck, is accused of third-degree murder.
Has been charged by the Hennepin County Attorney's Office with murder and with manslaughter. This is by far the fastest we've ever charged a police officer.
Prosecutors say the other officers involved are also under investigation and will likely face charges soon. This after overnight protests left the police precinct, the neighborhood, and parts of downtown in ruins.
Your pain is real. The chapter that's been written this week is one of our darkest chapters.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz now vowing solidarity.
The ashes are...
One thing, why do people always trying to riot and burn stuff up? This your neighborhood. I don't get it. Just like the Mike Brown situation, that people was riot in Ferguson, St. Louis, and just burning everything to the ground. Like, what do y'all think when y'all try to protest, or y'all just burn anything down? Like, I understand you protest. I get that. But don't burn up your neighborhood. Don't do that. Use your head.
Symbolic of decades and generations of pain, of anguish, unheard.
The Twin Cities tinderbox set ablaze Monday by this devastating scene.
I can't breathe.
Now, new cell phone video, first obtained by NBC News, shows Chauvin and two other officers pinning Floyd to the ground. He ultimately died. We're also now learning Chauvin and Floyd used to work security at the same local nightclub, according to the owner.
We were all working on the same team in that sense, and it's horrible to think that at this point that Chauvin would take the life of anyone that was associated with our nightclub.
Thursday night, police say more than 170 Minneapolis businesses were looted, damaged, or destroyed. Protests also erupted in Colorado, New York, Tennessee, Kentucky, Arizona, and Ohio.
It is so stressful at times just to be black in America. I still tense up because I don't know if this is the day. And it's real. It's not made up. This is real.
This morning, the nation shocked at another arrest. CNN's own Omar Jimenez arrested live on air.
Do you mind telling me why I'm under arrest, sir?
He and his team were inexplicably arrested this morning. They were held for some 90 minutes. Governor Walz now strongly denouncing their treatment.
I don't care at this point what the circumstance was, why they got arrested. It is wrong, it is unacceptable, and we needed to correct it.
Or we could do right here if you can see it. So I want to give you a look at the scene right now. We were here all night as the 3rd Precinct went up in flames. The State Patrol is out here again, the same department that arrested Omar Jimenez. They are standing so that nobody can get anywhere near the 3rd Precinct. You will see the building there, Jake, that has the boards up all the way down, and then you see the target sign. The 3rd Precinct is there. You can see the fence bent over, but there are folks gathering again. And let me just give you a view of the folks that are gathering again. Why are they gathering? People say, oh, well, the officer has been arrested and charged. They want to see the other 3 officers arrested and charged. They do not feel like justice has been served yet. Jake?
All right, Sarah Seidner for us in Minneapolis. Thank you so much. Joining me now is former federal prosecutor Laura Coates, former police officer Reddit Hudson, who founded the National Coalition of Law Enforcement Officers for Justice, Reform, and Accountability, and of course CNN political commentator Van Jones. Also joining us, CNN Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta, to talk about some of the information we're getting in this new report, this charging document. Laura, let me start with you. We're getting a glimpse into the charging document for now former Officer Chauvin. It says, quote, the defendant, Officer Chauvin, had his knee on Mr. Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds in total. 8 minutes, 46 seconds. 2 minutes and 53 seconds of this was after Mr. Floyd was non-responsive. So almost 3 minutes, his neck after Floyd is non-responsive. Police are trained that this type of restraint with the subject in a prone position is inherently dangerous. So help us understand how that affects the case against him. He's being charged right now, 3rd-degree murder and manslaughter.
Well, of course, 3rd-degree murder is about a non-intent-based crime. It's saying that although you did not intend to actually kill somebody, you acted with such a disregard for human life that it was essentially inevitable or at least foreseeable. That's the context of a 3rd-degree non-intent-based murder charge. And why this is relevant here and what you described here as the amount of time, which is just heartbreaking and repulsive to think that that amount of time transpired with this officer's knee on this human being's neck was that that's where the clock will essentially start. The clock will start from the moment that this person was, if he was resisting arrest at any point in time, if there is any murky area about whether there was any need for an officer to deploy some level of force to repel a force against them. Well, at that moment in time, at the very least at that moment in time, when he was no longer moving, when he essentially was rendered completely submissive and non-responsive, and to have that 2.5 more minutes go on, that indicates to you that this may actually be enhanced to an intent-based crime with a further investigation, number one. It'll also show that reckless disregard for human life, and it also shows you about the officer's position of his hands. If you see from a lot of the photographs we're seeing, Jake, the officer had his hands in his pocket, which already alerts you if you're intending to defend yourself against someone. Are your hands in your pocket, or are they ready and to be able to repel any force against you? Hand in pockets, non-responsive person on the ground, prone position, handcuffed, already tongue begging for air. The clock starts there and really undermines, perhaps fatally, any claim of self-defense, number one, or any claim that this officer was not fully aware that his actions could kill someone and did.
And Sanjay, I want to get your reaction to a quote from the charging document looking into the medical examination. It says, quote, "The autopsy revealed no physical findings that support a diagnosis of traumatic asphyxia or strangulation. Mr. Floyd had underlying health conditions, including coronary artery disease and hypertensive heart disease. The combined effects of Mr. Floyd being restrained by the police, his underlying health conditions, and any potential intoxicants in his system likely contributed to his death." Look, I'm a layman, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, but that seems strange to me to include that in there, because even if he wasn't the healthiest individual, and even if he had alcohol or drugs in his system, it seems pretty clear that the precipitating event here is that that the officer's knee was on his neck for 9 minutes. Why include that other information?
I think with these autopsies, they're trying to be as complete as, sorry, I apologize, trying to be as complete as possible with regard to providing all the medical information. They're not sort of designed necessarily to answer all the questions about the circumstances. So oftentimes with these autopsies, they also say, we want to have, you put it in the context of the situation. You've got to put these things together. I don't see that paragraph as being incongruous with itself. They may not have found a specific anatomical thing that suggested strangulation. That doesn't mean it didn't occur. You add in the context of what actually happened, and I think it becomes pretty clear. But Jake, to your point as well, start removing some of these mitigating factors. He had an underlying history of heart disease, yes. His lab results may have shown some intoxicants in the system, but it was the precipitating event. Clearly, those two things alone were not likely to lead to his death at that moment in time. And I think that's another thing that medical examiners will say: take what we're giving you, apply it to the situation overall.
We begin to.
And it's crazy that happened to him, and it's sad to see a black man die because a white man just don't care, bro. It's just at the point. There are a lot of white police officers or racist, and that's facts. There are some or not. You cannot say all white police officers are racist. No, it's not. You cannot say that. There are some not there, but there are a lot is, bro. It's just simple as that. Because I feel like if you're trying to protest, I get that. But don't burn buildings up and destroy people, company, and properties and stuff. Like, what that's gonna solve? Please tell me. What you doing all this? What does that gonna solve, people? You burning up buildings, you doing this, you doing that. What is it gonna solve? It's not gonna solve nothing, bro. Like, use your head, protest, do the right thing, not doing the wrong thing. You feel me? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, comment down on the video what you think about this situation, and also hit that notification bell to let you know your boy out here posting videos. If you want to watch the video, the link gonna be description down below. Also, my social media gonna be description down below. Hit me up on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. My thing is, black people, we gotta stay together, man. We can't just focus. We can't be like fighting each other. We got what y'all doing right now, protests. We should be doing the exact same stuff. Like, be together, not just separate, man. Like, we gotta come together as one. If we protesting about this, we can do anything we put our mind to it, man. And that's Black Matters, man. You feel me? Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm signing out. Peace.